All right, welcome back to another edition of TDS Film Room, brought to you by Seth Varnadore and Nathan Bond. I'll steer the ship. Seth will make us all smarter. Seth, for just the fourth time in 3 years, we actually have game film from a USF win. So that should be exciting, right?
Yeah, I would shake this, but it's really loud. I was trying to find one of my noisemakers. I don't have it. Imagine I had one. It would be really good.
Well, I mean, without further ado, let's kind of jump into breaking down some film of USF's 42-20 win over the Howard Bison last Saturday as we kind of get prepped and geared up for Florida on Saturday at 7 p.m. On SEC Network.
Yeah, we'll start. We'll kind of pop our faces in and out here depending on the play and maybe how long we're covering it. But we'll start with the first play. Both sides are looking at kind of running a stutter go to both sides here. Some intel that, they're like throw it to Weaver, which that's not a bad decision. But I see the corners bailing at the start. He's not bailing as much. Looks like you run by him up top, maybe have a better chance there. Take it, kind of maybe double clutch there a little bit. Then not a great throw. Let this thing rip. I don't know that Weaver also didn't leave the quarterback a lot of room to throw that thing being right on the sideline. So not great execution there on the first play, right? You'd like to leave him, like 7 or 8 yards outside of you to kind of drop that thing in. If you just expand right to the sideline right now, it makes the quarterback have to make a perfect throw on throws like this. Look up, like if you look up top, you see how the room there is.
That's who I thought the ball was intended for. Like seeing this unfold, because so we're opposite of the TV. So I saw the near side. I saw Joffrey Brown just kind of beat his man, and I thought, oh wow, this is going to be an exciting play. But in theory, I mean, either way it should have worked. A little bit of, I mean, we've talked about this before. Coaches will always talk about you got to give your quarterback some room on the opposite side shoulder to at least drop it in, or give them some space here to make a play.
Yeah, because when you don't, you have to make a perfect throw, and if it's not, now the defensive back, because we see there, can get a chance on it. So I don't think it was a great throw either, but you can help your quarterback out a little bit. I think Gary was a little late with it as well. He kind of double clutched it. But all right, so you get a 3 and out, I think, on the other side, or at least you force a punt, get the ball back. We were in the box like there's no way they throw the ball here on the first down. Technically, they did. Little touch pass there. Never a bad idea to get to this guy in space. I think that's got to be part of the plan this week is get guys like Petit and Horn in space. I don't think you can win this week in the tackle box. So get these guys in space. Let them do what they do. Horn's super dynamic out there. Got that great forward lean when he runs. Great play. And they use that to set up a few things throughout the night. So I pulled this one. This is 2nd and 9. I pulled it because you can see RPO look here. Maybe could have thrown this one, but letter of the law. All right, you could probably fit that in there, but letter of the law, he's out of the box. You have 5-on-5 in here. So probably letter of the law, give it. But you could throw this one too, which I would not be opposed to. So you kind of got a stick. Basically, you're running stick here. And instead of the traditional stick where this guy runs the go route and he runs to the flat, they just exchange responsibilities. He runs a hitch, and now he runs a slot fade, and you're occupying the same space as you would on the normal stick route. So little stick route up there attached to run play. Probably could have pulled it and thrown it if you wanted to, but numbers count in the box. Not a bad decision. Then you get a 3rd and 6 here. This is kind of a bad ball, and then you get the pass interference, so it really wouldn't have mattered. But right here, bad ball by Gary behind him. That's a hard catch to make, running full speed on a slant. He hit some better ones there, but that's definitely not one of his better throws. So then you're off the field on 3rd down. Howard gets the ball back. I put this one on here. I think I had the wide view, but it got shuffled. But just to see a couple things, watch how they play this. So it looks like they might be scrape exchanging this, where he is playing the dive. He's exchanging this gap out here. And you got another one there. So they have this quarterback. They have it pretty good. He's slow playing this. He's able to get back underneath it. So that's the good part of this, because they'll probably see some quarterback run this week. The not great part of this is in here with the double teams. Watch the movement Howard's able to generate. So that could be like the backside of the zone for Florida this week. And you saw they scored on Utah, where the guy just took it wide and then got vertical behind this push going that way. So that doesn't make you super comfortable, but this was a good job. You played it. You have it played really well right here. So that's nice to see. And then this is one I think in the box you're like, man, they're really close to a pick. So you show pressure, you get Howard to audible. You bring pressure, they audible to a slant. You've sat somebody right in the hole right here. This should probably be a pick six. Right, just right now you're looking at it and I'm saying, hey, this guy's going to throw this thing about right here.
Mm-hmm.
You're probably thinking that's a pick six. Just misses it. So tight window throw, maybe doesn't quite see it quick enough, but you're just about there. But he fits it in there, and instead of you, because if he catches this thing, gonzo, touchdown. But good throw, or maybe you're late getting there, turns into a first down for Howard. So not far off right there. Not a bad call to be in. Get them to blitz, and maybe their check is to run a slant. So now I sit a guy right in that hole. For whatever reason, he doesn't make a play on the ball, and they get a first down. Then here, this is something they'll have to be cognizant of this week. Florida will throw screens out of if you don't match numbers, they will throw screens. Now, they haven't been great blocking on the perimeter, but they'll throw the screen. So here, he's inside, and he's a linebacker. I consider this 2 over 3, so I'm throwing it out there. That's what Howard does. Throw it out there. Get some blocking. You're able to just get yourself into a third and manageable. So that's going to be something to watch. Does USF, how do they play this? Do they bring him down? Do they take him all the way out of the box to cover that 3 over 3 if Florida starts running that? If they take him out of the box, obviously you got a lighter run box. If they bring him down, now you have chances to take play action shots, right? Last year, USF was really aggressive against Florida defensively, I thought. And Florida burned them. Now they might do the same thing and see if they can do it again. But that may be in the back of their mind. Here's the first play. They got from the wide view there. It's playing the zone read again. This one got scrambled in the order a little bit as I rushed to put it together. But that last play gets you to 3rd and 4. And this is just, I think they're playing one rat. So this gets caught late. But you have Tramel Logan here. I think everybody else is playing one. He's going to rotate to the middle of the field, cover one, off cover one. And then Tramel Logan's going to kind of be the hole player. He's going to rotate back to the hole, anticipating, again, maybe a slant or a shallow cross like people hit him with last week. And they hit one in this game, I think. So you're kind of anticipating that quick. They go with the out route. Just kind of you lose in one-on-one coverage, and they convert. But not a bad idea, especially if you're playing a team that likes to throw quick balls over the middle if they get blitz. So the quarterback sees blitz. If he's got a slant on, he throws it right to him, So that's kind of the idea. He's kind of a hole player. So I think this is cover one with a rat in the hole. So cover one rat, possibly. And then here it looks like you get deep thirds, but it's watch up front. You get some movement up front here. Takes wide, and then he's going to come here, and he just about gets there. That's why I put this one on. I think that's your guy, Hansford, just about gets there. Mm-hmm. Forces a throw that maybe a little soon, and then the coverage is pretty good on the back end. Right in his hip pocket.
Yep.
Closing it down at a vice there, so pretty good job. This is something obviously you want to clean
up. You think? I mean,
this thing was wide open.
This is like this exact play, the slip screen has that play on NCAA 14 has caused thousands, countless of video game controllers to be thrown at TVs because your smart ass friend throws it on there. They keep doing it, and every single time your D lineman just rush up field and you get caught, and you're furious that it continues to happen. From personal experience, I'm purely talking about personal experience here. It was the bane of my existence for a very long time, that slip screen, and it seems like maybe in the last 4 or 5 years, this play has become a lot more prevalent and way more effective in real life. And you're seeing it now. I think I don't know if it's maybe that baseball mentality, those 3 true outcomes kind of things. Like, you want to get to the quarterback, you want to be super aggressive, and you just forget about everything else.
Yeah, there is a premium placed now on creating negative plays. If you can create a negative play on a drive, the chance of scoring goes way down, even just a single negative play. So, and you're antsy to get your sack. You're like, finally, win on the pass rush. Oops. This
was so easy. Maybe I am very good at what I do.
Maybe there's a reason I won so easy. But good job here by Howard setting that up. Gets him a first down. Then you get a little quarterback run. This is just in because, hey, you get ready for some quarterback run, I'd imagine, this week.
I mean, that is just gaping.
Yeah, so inside, they're going to leave him. I think they're going to leave him unblocked, but he arcs. So you technically have a pitch guy here. It's kind of a load option. And since they leave him unblocked, they're able to get up there. Good cut here by the quarterback to get vertical and get you something there. Then not much on second down, and then third down, they come back with this. This one's tough. Tough look in this alignment. You got 4 over here, right? 1, 2, 3, 4. The backs here, they're going to run like bash, so back away and try to get these eyes over here and then counter the other way. So with this, right now, what you're thinking, what ends up happening actually is he squeezes this down pretty well. Doesn't really engage the pullers, but he squeezes it down. You got 2 coming out here, and this bash look holds him back here. So now this guy's able to get all the way back door to him. And when you have that, that's where you get the seal. He plays outside because that's technically his gap. I suppose, but then there's nobody back for this cutback because they're able to steal that thing off. So a good scheme by Howard and a good execution by them, but yeah, you gotta blow up that first puller, right? So if you're here, squeeze this thing down and then blow that first dude up and just cause a pile right there. You don't want to. Good job squeezing, but then now go blow this guy up. Don't wait for him. Blow that thing up right in the hole right there. And now, if he hits that thing right there, now you guys are filling right here at the line of scrimmage, and that thing's dead in the water, right? If I'm making the pile right here instead of right here, because now that lets him string it out a little bit. So, not great execution there, but come back on offense here. Little Brian Petit in the backfield. Always seems to be a positive drive here. So just doing a little toss read. So we've talked about there's not been a ton of Bohannon in the run game. I think he might have the option to keep these. So what you're doing here is he's arcing, he's running toss, reading him, and then we're going to pull the backside guard. So basically, lets us run power with the quarterback and toss with the running back, and we basically get to take whichever one. So if he were to widen, Bohannon would keep that and follow the guard pulling. But since he stays right there, it's an easy decision. Toss it out here, and now you got him arcing around as a blocker. One-on-one, makes a guy miss, picks up 7 yards, I think, on first down. Come back 2nd and 3. Have a shot. It looks like you got a shot called on here. Looks like he's running a deep post. He's running a crosser. He runs a deep curl. I don't think this is your first read, so Bohannon's able to get back to one of his secondary targets here. All right, your first read's probably looks like they got basically corner.
Yep. And I mean, this is a long developing route, and I mean, the pocket stays clean for good enough time. I mean, that's
good pocket, and Bohannon's able to get to that pocket, like you said, allows him to get all the way back to this.
Right.
Probably the fourth guy in the progression, really. Because you probably go 1, 2, 3, 4. Or something pretty close. And that's a long throw. He puts on the money there.
Mm-hmm.
First down on 2nd and 3.
And that's, even though it's a pretty simple pitch and catch, you're so wide open like that, especially in college. Those are sometimes the plays where you're running without the ball. You take your eyes off the ball. Easy drop. It was good job to kind of look the ball in, take what you got, and kind of fall down and get a few more yards and live to fight another day there. Because we've seen it plenty of times where guys start running before they have the ball secured.
Yes, we'll see that more later. So it looks like a long trap here to me. Backside guards coming and kicking out the end man. Everybody else is going inside. So down kick. This one, a good cut, just about breaks it. And this is just a little wrinkle I hadn't really noticed. So a little long trap. And then you notice the receivers, he can pull these and throw these if he thinks the corners are too far off on hitches. So he's got the option to throw it off this, pre-snap, post-snap, get you in a good 2nd down. And here is one he pulls and throws. On time, on target. Nice catch. There you go. That's exactly what you want, right? You see the mesh, putting the mesh in the belly's stomach, right, or in the back's belly here. These guys all come up, opens up the space for that behind it. Good throw. This one's right on target. Give him a chance to catch and run here. Weavers always seems to break at least one tackle and then gets piled up there. But good decision. And then here off the jet motion, we decided to take a shot. First down, he had a counter get strung out. Howard played it pretty well. 2nd down, right? We run the Jimmy Horn off this. Looks like they're rotating the safeties, so they're bumping the safeties. This guy's going to the middle of the field. This guy's coming down with it. And then you got a shot over the top. This looked like interference to me. He got there pretty early.
Yeah, it seemed like the DB kind of extended his hand there a little bit.
But all you want right here is get him to sit, and then you got one-on-one with all that space. He's running deep crosser. So good job, good use of the motion and interference on 3rd. And so now you don't get the call. You're aggressive. You took a shot. You don't get the call. Now you got 3rd and 12.
So Seth, on these kind of deep shots, when you're taking that deep post and you're on the left hash, are you throwing it to the right hash like goalpost, or are you trying to like hit like center cut? Like what's the general rule for a quarterback on placement on that? Because if you throw it too far wide, they can get undercut.
We'd always go for it would somewhat depend on the route, but you're running towards that goalpost. It could be sometimes it'll be like maybe if you're on this left hash, maybe you're going more towards the left upright than the dead middle. It kind of depends on the how vertical you want it. This one's probably I want this one pretty vertical because I want this thing over the top. So I'm probably telling him like left goalpost because I don't want him coming out super flat. Sometimes you do, and you'll say, hey, like far goalpost, like run this thing flat or far pylon almost. Right. Come out flat. But that you want it vertical. So I'm telling him take it to the goalpost or maybe even like the left post. and the quarterback can bend you back towards the middle if he needs to, but he'll never be able to take you from the middle back to that left goalpost. So, all right. Then you got 3rd and 12 here. This is really a pretty good throw here. Kind of throws him open there. I'm not sure exactly what the route was. Looks like comebacks on the outside, just all curls or all comebacks. Throws him open. Because you see here, he's not really open, but the guy's got his back turned. So, some guys will teach if his back turns, that means he's open because the guy can't see it. So he throws it out there. Really a pretty good throw. Just got to make that catch. You pick him a first down. Instead, you're forced to kick a really long field goal and it gets blocked. All right, so coming back, start of second quarter, you got a 3rd and 9 here. Again, another screen. Back's going to come through and be a blocker. Tight end's going to slip underneath here. Just stays behind the line of scrimmage. He's out in front of his blockers, but you pick up the 3rd and 9 if you don't fumble. But here's, I think, Jordan Hansford calls it the fumble. USF picks it up. Now they got the ball back. But this really should have been another 3rd down conversion here. Good design. Caught you dropping your end again.
Hate when that happens.
All right. So if you play here if you're not so aggressive here, you see they bring three in the 2 A gaps, it looks like, right? From depth, you're bringing here, and here. And I think you might be dropping both the ends, right? So you drop both the ends. You bring 3 in this 3-on-2 in the middle, basically. So interesting design here. USF, these guys are wide. They'll drop, and then I'll get 3, hopefully, on these 2 gaps. And you end up getting there, but they got a good call on for it. And they get a screen, but the fumble kind of saves you there.
We kind of talked about it after BYU a couple of times where they just kind of had the perfect play put on at the perfect moment, and maybe there were some tells. Looking at it live, I didn't see anything, from the press box. Rewatching it, don't really see anything. It was just kind of a damn, they got us on this one kind of issue, or is it still to be determined if there's going to be some sort of tell that we may need to be worried
I think it's
about?
something we should track, because I don't have like Shoop's previous stops broken down, but their opponents probably do. So he may have a tell, or it could just be luck in the first 2 games, and since they were such good calls, they just stick out more. Could just be that. So, but that's something to monitor. If they get burned on every single exotic pressure they bring, there's probably something going on. All right, so they get the ball back off the fumble. You get 2 throws to Xavier Weaver. I think on just pre-snap reads off the RPO. He can take it pre-snap. It's like a gift throw. And then you're going to take your shot here, and it's this. You've thrown this hitch a little bit, and now you're going to get the deep crosser over the top. It's basically my favorite route, smash, except now we're going to bring the corner runner from the other side. So deep crosser, hitch, but same idea, high-low on this guy. But with play action, it can be really useful. Up in the box, the way they were playing, this guy's playing, it looks like he's probably inside 10 yards or just about, pretty close to it. With the speed there, I was like, you got Horn over the top anytime you want it. And they called it like immediately. So they saw it. You go double post with a crosser. Same idea. They bring him across to kind of hold him as well. So, but it's the same idea, kind of this smash, right? It's eye candy to hold somebody underneath. Let me take my shot over the top. So the eye candy holds them. and you just miss it. Good read, good timing on the throw, right decision. Just put it on him. Give him a chance. That's kind of two in the past 2 weeks that have been about that far off that could have been pretty big plays. So
right.
If they can start hooking those up, they got a chance to be really tough to defend now.
Yeah, and Travis Trickett talked about this during his media session on Wednesday about just kind of in general talking about getting Jimmy more involved in every aspect of the offense, and he just kind of counted up. I think he counted 3 where either the ball was there and he just dropped it, or if it was a better ball, it's a big play. So they're trying. I mean, we pointed that out after BYU. They're trying to get him more involved. Just at some point, you got to hit these things against good teams, and hopefully it happens on Saturday, or it could turn into a long day for the Bulls.
Yeah, that's going to be the key, I think, on both sides is explosive plays and limiting explosive plays. If you win the explosive play battle, that's how you pull an upset. You're not going to win the explosive play battle kind of dinking and dunking down the field, I don't think. So now you get 2nd and 10 here. Right after you take a shot, now you go to the RPO. Good job flipping your hips here. And this is a catchable ball that's dropped. You got to catch that thing. A little high, but if you catch it, you may have a chance with run after catch here as well. Drop it. Now you're in 3rd and 10. They saw a blitz here. Good job. Watch Mangum does a really good job here in protection, getting across here. I think they had a pretty good idea that they were in 4-down territory because they called this because Howard showed blitz early. Bohannon gets the ball out of his hands. You don't pick up the 1st down, but you pick up 6, I think, and you put yourself in a 4th and 4. Again, you see Mangum step up. He sees this pressure in here. He steps up so he can get there. So that was nice to see. Sometimes you'll see these guys sit back there and then try to get there, and then they're running the quarterback, and the quarterback gets smoked, and it just doesn't work. So nice to see that kind of smarts right there. And then you're going to get a rub up top here. And looks like you might have a little 10 personnel here. So you get that little rub up top. Where if you're going to try to play man, which they are, well, I'm going to just run here and make you run over the top. As soon as you do that, thank you, it's over. I can just break it off at 4 yards of the 1st down. On time, on target. Not his back hip right there to his front. Allow him to catch and tuck and turn. Pick up the 1st down there.
Yeah, and Reesby kind of points out a lot of overthrown balls, but a lot of balls have been hitting Xavier Weaver right in the hands. At some point, he's got to start hauling these in.
Yeah, I was talking with a Florida podcast had me on. They were talking about Bohannon's stats, and I was like, "Nah, guys, he's probably had 10 drops in the first 2 games, so his numbers are skewed. He's probably legitimately had 10. I would think it's pretty close."
It's more than 5, that's for sure. I think
he had 5. He had 5 in this game.
I think Weaver's probably had 5 on his own. I think
Horn had Jimmy at least 2 in the first game.
Yep. And then he's legitimately missed some, like the one to Jimmy Horn there, and
yep.
Obviously the pick 6 definitely counts, against him, but it was again Xavier Weaver missing a block there. So and that's what Jeff Scott kind of talked about. Leading into the final decision of who's going to be the starting quarterback, who completes the most passes, and Gary was right at 70-ish, a little over 70% for fall camp and all of their throws, and outside of the drops and that terrible pick 6, he's probably right around there.
He'd probably be pretty close, I think, with those,
and the numbers would look a little bit better. He'd probably have a couple touchdowns, especially that one if to Jimmy, and this is the next level, right? That the team, that Gary, that the offense needs to take to spark something to ignite that. Maybe this is actually the different season. We talked about it on the podcast on Tuesday. That's now up on every streaming platform that you guys have. We talked like if. I believe that you guys are better, but prove it on the field here. And you're still doing the same things that caused you to lose for the last 3 years. So at what point are we supposed to believe that this is actually the new leaf that you've claimed you've turned over?
Yeah, and that was one of our things when Bohannon came in, and we kind of watched him on the film room of Bohannon, which you can find on our YouTube page. That was, hey, he was hitting some deep shots down the field. We talked at the time that would add such a new element to the offense that's been lacking the last few seasons. They just have not been able to hit the deep shot. They've been able to hit some where Weaver goes up and makes a contested catch over 3 guys, and that's great. But like the dialed up perfect deep shots, like the one to Horn. This one here is another good one. Again, off the same play action look, jet sweep look, trying to bump it over, and then you got the post just over the top here. These are the plays you got to hit. Once you start hitting them, and again, you're not way off, but you're off. If you can hit those, now you become really tough to defend because you can run the ball, and you also have here, right, the design, he's kind of here, and then the back, who'd normally be the lead blocker on the jet, right, is up the sideline on the wheel. So there's Batiste on the wheel, so that's a nice design there. If he didn't like that, he probably could have just rifled it on him right here, and he probably makes this guy miss and goes. But that's the right decision here. And that's what a lot of these, as you're watching it back, you have to feel pretty good. The right decision is being made most of the time. He's just got to start hitting them. They got to start catching them. And I think they're talented enough to do that. They just, like you said, they got to do it. Like we can talk about them being talented enough and better, but until you actually do it, people aren't going to respect it, right? But again, a good design here. I liked it on 2 first downs on this drive. They took shots on both of them. Mm-hmm. And we're just like, all right, we'll get out of the hole.
And the underrated thing on that play is Brian Batiste, once he clears that linebacker, he's turning his head like immediatting. He's like, all right, I cleared the linebacker. I'm there. Like I know,
put it on me right here.
Yeah, go. Gary's cocked and loaded, and he's hitting the deep shot, which is the correct call. But Brian Batiste is ready and wide open. Like, all right, if that's covered, I am the option here.
Yes, so that's good to see, because that could be if this guy would have turned and ran, he's rifling it on him right there. Yep. So good here, and nice pocket right here.
Great pocket. I mean, we got Trey Jacobs with a pancake down there.
I mean, I need extra points for that.
Get retroactive.
That's right. We needed everyone we could get this week. Again, the same toss read that you see the ends trying to play both. He can't, but he's too fast.
Yep. Good block on the outside.
Yeah,
that's something that's been kind of missed recently. That's Gunnar Greenwald out there, and I didn't catch who the wide receiver was. Was that Sincere Brown?
Maybe Sincere Brown.
Sincere Brown was one of the wide receivers who sprung Batiste's 60-yard touchdown. I was kind of thinking about it on the drive to work today on Wednesday, as I drive by USF every day, and I was just kind of thinking back, like, what was the thing, outside of, Quentin Flowers and everything, what was the thing that really helped those offenses click? And it was the willingness by the wide receivers to go downfield and block, and seeing Tyree McCants take a guy's head off at San Jose State in 2017 on, 45 yards downfield. That's what was missing. And I think these guys are a little bit more bought into that premise. I think Sincere Brown's really kind of found a niche. He's a big body dude, and he's using his body to do good things on offense. Eventually the numbers will come for him. He'll get some reps, but it starts doing the little things when you're not involved in the play.
And he's one to watch, because it seems like they like him quite a bit. And if he's getting on the field and doing that and those kind of selfless things, that's how you earn yourself more playing time too.
Right.
So this is actually going to be the same play they score on later, but they put 4 to a side. You see, you've got pretty good numbers, right? If we split it down here, these guys are off, but up at the line of scrimmage, you basically got 3 on 3. It's right there. Nice move. It's really about, if you can get Batiste one-on-one with a safety, you're probably putting yourself in pretty good shape right here.
Right.
Nice move.
And honestly, I feel pretty good about any of the running backs one-on-one with the safety.
Yeah.
I mean, I think maybe Jaron Mangum just kind of tries to run him over, but
Duke's too. Yeah.
Duke's got some. He's shifty. When Kelly Joyner gets back into the rotation, he can be shifty as well. He's got a lot of speed. and we'll see what Kawan Powell can bring to this running back room as well when he kind of gets cycled in.
Yeah. And then this is, we didn't see a ton of this, but here's Bohannon running. You got split zone, arcing, reading him. He slow plays it. Bohannon keeps it. He's got some athleticism, and then you like how he finishes the run here. You could tell he's a little frustrated. Nice finish there, laying a lick at the end. Just, next time try to do that with your non-throwing shoulder there, Gary. Same formation as before. Mangum, again, he's one-on-one. Like you said, he's one-on-one with the safety, breaks the tackler, stiff arms him. So any of these guys, you feel pretty good being able to make one guy miss or break one tackle against most teams. So coming down, now we'll cycle through a little more quick hitter highlights here. Here's a nice look at a jet counter here. Jet, kick, wrap. This is really well blocked here. The jet motion gets eyes looking this way. Maybe some feet looking that way. Holds them just long enough to get just enough. Who's that? Is that Cecil?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, look, Cecil comes all the way back. This is a hard block right here. He gets all the way back, gets a piece right there. And then that's blocked up really well. And great cut by Dukes right
turns
there.
them just enough.
Really good cut. So this was really well done by all parties right here. Just notice how he's arcing him too to try to open up the kick. And that guy just widens with him.
Yep.
Bang, opens it up. Thank you very much. And then this is the one I was like,
hat on a hat.
I need another point for that. Because he digs him out right there. Great run, great design, great execution.
And this is the second touchdown of a string of 6 touchdowns in 8 possessions for the Bulls to really kind of put it away. It started to click. We saw in the first quarter there were some opportunities, and then you finally hit on a couple of plays, and this is what you do to work bad teams.
3rd and long looks like you might be playing like 2 Tampa. That's been played a lot in this stadium, where he's kind of run down the middle. If there's somebody down the middle running the rail, good job here, kind of just sitting and understanding what route combinations they might like with this slant. He's kind of reading the quarterback's eyes and zone here. Is able to break on it. Great play for a pick and get you a nice short field here. Able to punch it in for a touchdown.
And again, as we had said, post game during the podcast, being able to capitalize on the turnovers that the defense creates was a real vital part of swinging the game, swinging the momentum. Going 3 for 3 in that regard is at least a step in the right direction.
Yeah, this one's not quite as good here.
Not nearly as good.
They're able to run just split. It looks like split inside zone. Coming off double teams here, getting to the next level. And then your safety doesn't come up and make a play on the ball. And that's how that thing gets in the end zone there. Another great cut here. You can see like maybe a little jump cut here, but same concept, not exactly the same execution, but pretty similar. You can arc in him and work pulling these guys. All right, pull and kick, pull and wrap. Nobody to kick, so get vertical. Good cut right here. This is a really good cut. Watch this. Boom, get vertical, follow your lineman. Hand on his back. Cut off of him. Taking him for a touchdown. That's really good stuff by Dukes right there, like big time. Bang, get vertical. Nice. Good run. And this is what we're talking about, get one-on-one with a safety, get one-on-one with a corner. And this is kind of really well blocked here. It looks like it's just wide zone. And he strings this thing out. Sincere Brown is here. Blocks one. The other one is trying to kind of follow Batty and beat him outside. Then he sticks his foot in the ground and gets vertical. We'll watch it full speed and then come back and watch it slow-mo. Oops. And then once he gets vertical, he's gone. So, again, great cut. Good job again by Jacobs here. Reaching this thing. Gets this guy reached. Turns him back inside. But he presses outside, sticks his foot in the ground, gets vertical. And then this is the block you mentioned. And then look back here. You also got Jennings getting downfield. So really good job by this group right here. Watch him ripping and running on the backside. Really, really well blocked right here. Stick your foot in the ground. Get vertical. Touchdown. Well done. The ball boy's got to work on his speed right here. He was this is nonchalant. Come on, man. You got to get more excited than that. Then we got our throw to pod favorite, Amarian Dawson. Just looks like a simple slot fade, or it's kind of similar to smash. You got hitch, right? Fade, attacking the same thing. You get the one-on-one, take a shot. Great catch. Pretty good ball, too.
Mm-hmm.
Good execution right there. So that's more of what you need on that first play right there.
Right.
Throwing the traffic, get yourself a little bit like that, and then go up and get the ball. So good throw and catch. Nice to see Dawson get on the board.
If you want to scroll back, but right before he throws here.
Oh yeah, there's like nobody within a
look. I mean, look at that pocket.
This is always helpful.
Like, I get it's Howard, but that's a damn good pocket.
Yep. Good job. Keep him clean. Making throws is a little easier when you're clean. Bang, go up and get it.
Now it's going to be a little bit tougher against Florida on Saturday, but
I think it'll be a little different. And then you're able to punch this one in. This K1 Powell off the ACL tear. Punches it in for a touchdown to get you that final margin. Here's the final Howard touchdown if you want to see it. It's kind of whatever. Just make the play. And then we're back to the top.
Look at that. Look at that. So I really don't know where to go from this because it's been so few and far between that we actually are talking about a USF win during these film rooms.
That was a really depressing tweet, by the way.
Well, I just work in facts and figures, and that's what the facts and figures said.
What does it make it? Is it better or worse if it's 8 times in the last 4 years? Does that make you feel better or worse?
It doesn't make me feel great.
Yeah.
Oh, God.
It's always a lot more fun after a win. And
it really is.
Watch some good plays. There were some bad on there, but we didn't watch everything, obviously. And I think there's a lot of improvement that can be made. And I don't know if it'll happen this week, but a lot of good stuff. I think offensively they're getting into a rhythm. If they can just fix those couple little things, I think by the time, this week I think it will just be tough because of I think you're at a deficit up front.
Mm-hmm.
But, I don't see any reason why if Louisville, we'll see about Louisville this week. If Florida State comes in and waxes them, that could become a game where you can compete offensively.
Yeah.
And then, but I'm excited to see the offense go forward. I think the defense, you see, they're not always the call is not always terrible. Sometimes the call is pretty good, and they got a good call too. Like they pay the other coaches too, so those guys are allowed to make good calls. But
do they really?
There's a few, they do, and the other team also has guys on scholarship too. It's crazy how that happens, but there was a few times where a guy's just maybe a step away from making a really big play defensively. Mm-hmm. Now it has to get better, but I think it was better than last week, maybe. But you still got to start making the plays eventually. We can sit on here and talk and say, look how close they are, but if you're not doing it, you're not going to win games. So.
Feels like we've been doing that for a while.
Yes, we have for, I think we just said 4 years.
Yeah, it's
which
they
really
just do
question a lot of decisions.
Yeah, I'm sorry for the pain that I've caused you, but
If that email could have gone to the spam folder.
If only. You're kind of stuck with us, man.
That's right. Good news though. Stieg watched Airplane today and gave it a 9 out of 10.
So that's a win.
There we go.
First win, 1-0
for the 1-0 for the week.
That's a good start.
Yes. Gunnar Greenwald does have flypaper hands. That's correct. He did catch one that got smoked onto him right out of his break. It was like he was almost surprised, but he kept. They'll be favored against Temple by a good bit.
Yeah, Temple's
really bad. I've got eyes on Tulsa. I don't know how good they are. I don't think that Wyoming team they lost to is that great. And then Tulane, I got eyes on them. I think there's winnable games left on the schedule if they can make the improvements that they're close to making. If they play like they did on a whole Saturday, it's going to be hard to beat anybody. But I think there's enough talent that they'll make. They're definitely beating Temple. I think Temple is one of the worst teams in college football. So they don't win that one, I may never do another film room again. I'm going to throw down the meaningless gauntlet.
Yeah, the meaningless gauntlet.
I think they will this week.
Oh yeah, they're going to be. They're going to be tossed around a few times like a rag doll. I don't trust.
I don't know how good all the
be able to compete.
Like Tulsa lost most of their offensive line. So I think Tulsa and Temple are definite candidates for wins. And then I think some of your home conference games, if you can make some improvements, I think you may be in shootouts, but I think you have a good enough offense. I think ECU. I'm interested. The ECU game is one that will be.
Yeah,
I want to see how they play. I think it being at home gives you a chance. They didn't exactly. It's not like they came and blew USF out last year. They played them pretty tight. So I think you've got winnable games left on the schedule. You got to go out like Nate said. You got to go out and do it. But they're there, and especially I think if the offense kind of fixes one or two things, they become really good in conference. I would imagine.
Yep.
So, but we'll see if they can do it.
Yep, and that's kind of where we're at with this program at this point is stop talking and actually freaking do something. So with that, we'll leave you all with this beautiful episode of TDS Film Room where we broke down the fourth USF win in 3 years, 8th and 4. I mean, goodness gracious, if we win 2 more, I think that's called a winning streak. So according to Major League 2, I think is that line's from Lou Brown.
Yes, good old Lou Brown, Toledo Mudhens, former manager of the Toledo Mudhens.
So hope you all have a safe night. Make sure you guys share this. Tell your friends about the film room. I feel like we do some pretty cool stuff. Hopefully it's a little educational for you guys. I know I learn a lot on these things. It's why I ask questions. It's not just for to be, the question guy. It's so I can learn too and be better for you guys. So that's why we do it, to kind of help get inside what USF was trying to do or attempting to at least. Seth and I will be up in Gainesville on Saturday. Morgan will be with us. We'll have live coverage from the game. It's going to be great fun. First time at the Swamp. It's going to be a lot of fun. Enjoy yourselves. Drive safe up there. Be safe getting back. If you're tired, pull over. Things like that. If you're making a round trip. That's my
have a caffeine plan.
Yes, have a caffeine plan on the way back if you're making the trek back to Tampa or back to your house after the game. But for Seth and Nathan, this has been another beautiful episode of the TDS Film Room. We'll see you guys next week. Go Bulls.
Go Bulls.